Hi, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make this market bag using some new Tunisian crochet stitch techniques. Okay, I'm going to show you how to make the Tunisian double stitch, and I'm also going to show you how to make this cool seamless bottom. Okay, using the Tunisian simple stitch. Uh, so let's go ahead and get started on this, okay? All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you on different yarn, and I'm going to make a smaller sample of this, okay? And these smaller bags are really good to carry things like smaller items like blueberries or raspberries or strawberries, and then you can put them into a larger bag if you would like. So let's go ahead and get started with a slip knot, okay? And if you don't know how to make a slip knot, I'll leave a link in the video below in the description so that you can go ahead and learn how to make a slip knot. Now, in order to make this, we're going to need the Tunisian crochet hook. So that's a regular crochet hook that has a cord on it. And you can go ahead and get a stopper. It'll stop the stitches from rolling off. But we're not going to make a really long one. So we're just going to make a short one. So it shouldn't be a problem. So I'm going to go ahead and just chain 10. Okay. And I'm going to chain it loosely. So that's important. Make sure that you chain loosely when you're making your Tunisian crochet chain. Okay. Because it's just easier to go into the bond. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so I have 10. I'm going to bring my camera down a little bit here. Okay, so we have 10. Okay, so when you're doing Tunisian crochet, you're going to turn it and look for those bumps on the back. Okay, so let's go ahead and look for this bump here and insert the hook from right to left, yarn over and pull it through. And we're going to leave these two on here, okay? And then we're going to go ahead and look for our next bump and yarn over and pull it through. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and do that all the way down. So this is called the Tunisian foundation row, the forward pass. This is the forward pass. And on the forward pass is the time when we're putting all of our loops onto our hook. And we do that by looking for the bump, yarn over and pull it through and leave those hooks on there. Sorry, and leave those loops on the hook. Okay, here we go. And don't forget that last one. And here we go. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. We made 10 chain stitches, so now we have 10 loops. And now we're going to do the return pass. So the return pass is the pass in which we work off all of these loops, okay? So for the first one, we're going to yarn over and just pull it through 1. Then we're going to yarn over and pull it through 2. Okay, and then we're going to yarn over and pull it through 2 all the way down the row. So this is called the return pass. Okay, and it is the basics of every Tunisian crochet project. You have the forward pass, you put the loops on the hook, and the return pass where you work the loops off the hook. Okay, and now we are going to continue and do a row of the Tunisian simple stitch. In order to do the simple stitch, I'm going to pull that out just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to insert my hook from right to left. So you're going to see some bars. Let me bring this closer. Okay, so here are some bars. I'm going to insert my hook. Here's a bar right here. I'm going to insert my hook from right to left, yarn over, and I'm going to pull it through. And remember, on the forward pass, we're putting the loops on the hook. And we're going to look for our next bar, yarn over and pull it through. Okay, And we're going to do that all the way down. All right. So this again is called the forward pass, and this is the Tunisian simple. All right. I'm going to do that all the way down. I'm going to take this off so that you don't hear the clanking. Because we're only doing 10 stitches, we don't need the cord. If you're doing more than 10 stitches, you are going to need the cord. Okay. I'm going to look for this here. Yarn over, pull it through. I'm going to look for the next vertical bar. Yarn over, pull it through. Okay, so there's only 9 stitches. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Only 9 loops. So where's the last one? Well, let's take a look on the side here. And you see there's a loop here. And there's another loop there. Kind of looks like a V. Let me see if I can get that in there. Yes, I got it. Okay, kind of looks like a V. You see that? Then I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to pull it through those loops right there. Now I have my 10 loops. Okay. Okay, then I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to pull it through 1, and I'm going to yarn over and pull it through 2 all the way down. Okay. This is the return pass. In the return pass, we work all the loops off of our hook. Okay, here we go. And here's my last one. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do one more. Okay. Of the forward pass of the Tunisian simple stitch. Okay. So remember to look for the vertical bars, and you're going to leave all the hooks. My goodness, why do I keep saying hooks? You're going to leave all the loops on your hook. And this is just a sample. So you decide how large you would like to make it. If you want a 10-inch bag, go ahead and make your chain about 10 inches long. If you want a 20-inch bag, go ahead and make your chain 20 inches long. Now we're at the last stitch here, so we're going to look for the V on the side. Will be this one, and it's very fiddly, especially for the first few rows. It's difficult. Okay, and then you yarn over and pull it, and then we'll have our 10 loops, and we're going to go ahead and do our return pass. I want to show you a cool trick, so stick with me. Okay, yarn over 1, and then all the way down, yarn over 2. So this is called the Tunisian simple stitch. It's the most common stitch. It has this really nice woven look to it. Yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. Okay. Okay. So that would be, I'm going to show you right here. So that would be this part right here. So I want to show you this really cool trick to get this really nice secure bottom. Okay. Let me go ahead and show you something. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a stitch marker. Now this would work with any kind of yarn. And when you're doing Tunisian crochet, just remember, maybe go up a hook size. Because the fabric will be quite dense. Okay, I'm going to take my hook out, and I'm going to put a stitch marker in here. That way, if my yarn gets tugged on, I won't lose that last stitch. And I'm going to take the same yarn or another ball if you have another one. Let me see if I have another one here. I truly do not have another one. No, I do not. Okay. I do not have another one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove my paper, and I'm going to pull from the outside of this one. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead. So these are the stitches that we just finished. Okay. And that's going to be one side. Now I'm going to go ahead and work on another side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my work over. So this right here is going to stop it from unraveling. And I'm going to go and I'm going to attach. I'm going to insert my hook under the V, You see that? That's the foundation chain that I made. And I'm going to just go ahead and attach my yarn and pull it up. Okay. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to look for my next V, and I'm going to pull it up. Now I have 2 loops. I'm going to do that all the way down. Okay. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to go all the way down. I'm going to insert my hook all the way down till I have 10 loops on my hook. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and see right here, 10. And that was the forward pass. I'm going to go ahead and do the return pass. And the return pass is just yarn over, pull it through 1, and yarn over and pull it through 2. And do that all the way down. Okay. On the return pass, you're going to work all of your loops off. All the way down to the end. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make another row of the simple stitch. Okay, this is the forward pass. So why did I do that? Well, I don't want my stitches to be upside down. So by doing this, I'm creating a mirror image of the front panel and the back panel without having to sew 2 panels together. There we go. And we're going to look for the edge here. And I'm going to go ahead and do the return pass. Okay, so this is the simple stitch. Did I do too many? Let's see. All right. Okay, this is the return pass. All right. So this is the ridge where we worked into both sides of our panel. See, you can, I'm not sure if you can tell right here. Okay. So then I can go ahead and work on this for a few rows. This is really good if you're not sure if you're going to have enough yarn to work on both. If you're using only one skein, so you're pulling one end is from the center and the other end is from the outer, and you're going to be assured that you have the same amount of yarn on both sides and that you're not going to run out, because you're going to see exactly how much yarn. I really do hope that that makes sense. I'm going to do one more row of this, the single crochet here. I'm sorry, of the simple stitch right here. Look for the end there. And then we're going to go ahead and do the return pass. Pull through 1 and then pull through 2 all the way down. Okay. Here is the return pass here of the Tunisian simple. I'm going to show you what this looks like on the bag. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and learn the Tunisian double crochet. So this is the bottom of my bag, and what I'm going to do is fold it in half to get my bag. You see? Okay, so that's this part right here. You see, I worked all the way down 2 or 3 rows, and then I started on the other side 2 or 3 rows, kept going, did another 2 or 3, came over here, did 2 or 3, and my stitches are not upside down. They are in the correct direction. Okay, it's a little thing, but it mattered to me. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to do this over here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that Tunisian double stitch, which is the stitch I have right here. So this is the Tunisian double stitch. So let's go ahead and see how that's made. Okay, so when you're doing a double crochet, you yarn over, and then we're going to insert the hook from right to left. So let's try that again. We're going to yarn over, and we have what appears to be 2 loops on our hook. We're going to insert our hook from right to left, and then yarn over and pull it through. And we now have 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull it through 2. And then we're just going to leave that there, okay? Let's try again. We're going to yarn over, insert our hook from right to left, yarn over and pull it through. Now we're going to yarn over and pull it through 2. Okay, now we have 3 loops because we've made 3 stitches. All right, let's try one more time. Well, let's try a few more times. Yarn over, find that next vertical bar, yarn over and pull it through. Okay, and then we're going to yarn over and pull it through 2 loops. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and do that all the way down. Yarn over, insert from right to left, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over and pull it through 2 loops. Yarn over, find the next vertical bar, yarn over and pull it through that bar. Now we have these 2 loops, yarn over and pull it through those 2 loops. See the stitches? Okay, yarn over, insert from right to left, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over and pull it through 2. Just like a double crochet. Yarn over, insert from right to left, yarn over, then yarn over, pull it through 2. Okay, yarn over, insert from right to left, yarn over and pull it through 2. So we still have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 loops on our hook, and we got to go for that last one. Remember, look for that V at the very end, yarn over, pull it through, and then yarn over and pull it through. Now we have 10 loops, and then we're just going to do the return pass as usual. Yarn over, pull it through 1, yarn over, pull it through 2. Okay, now you can do this on a different color, you can do it on the same color. Okay, here we go, and then we're here at the end. All right, now let's say I've worked 1 or 2 rows of this, and I want to go work on the other side now. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and take this stitch marker out and put the stitch marker on this one. Okay, you see? So now I'm going to go and work on the other side. I'm going to do another row, and we're going to do some double crochets on this side. Okay, so in order to do a double crochet, you're going to yarn over, you're going to find that first vertical bar, you're going to insert from right to left, yarn over, pull it through, and then we're going to yarn over and pull it through 2. Okay, yarn over, find the next vertical bar, yarn over and pull it through, and then yarn over and pull it through 2. Okay, let's try again. Yarn over, just like in a double crochet, insert from right to left, yarn over and pull it through. I'm just going to yarn over and pull it through 2 loops. Okay, so this is called the forward pass of a Tunisian crochet. Okay, so let's try again. Yarn over, find the next vertical bar, yarn over, and pull it through 2. Okay, pull some yarn out. Okay. Yarn over, next vertical bar. I'm going to show you how to close as well. Pull it through, yarn over, pull it through 2. Okay, then we're going to go all the way down and finish this off. This is the forward pass. Pull it through 2. Yarn over, find the next vertical bar, yarn over, and there you go. And then we're going to find that edge, which is always tricky but necessary. Keep your edges nice and neat. They help, trust me. And then pull it through 2. Okay, and now we're going to do the return pass, and I'm going to close it up. Yarn over, pull it through 1, and then yarn over and pull it through 2, all the way down. Now you can change colors at any time you want. You can do it all in one color. You can use a yarn that changes color for you. Okay, so if you do it in this method, just remember that every few rows, that when you've done a few rows, to go ahead and work on the other side. This will ensure that you have enough yarn to finish your project, that it will be equal. Okay, and it also gives it this really nice bottom. I think it's a nice bottom. Okay, and then you don't, that's one less seam that you have to worry about. And I always worry that making a seam will eventually wear away and the bag will get a hole in it. This way it won't. It's a nice sturdy thing, nice sturdy bottom. Okay, so let me show you how to finish off the row, and then you go ahead and you make the double crochets as much as long as you want the bag to be. Okay, so you could switch colors as I did, and then what I did was I worked this color for like 5 rows, and then I flipped it, and then I worked these colors for 5 rows. I switched colors, so I was constantly alternating from side to side. This made sure that all my stitches are in the same direction. Okay, on both sides. Let me show you. I really hope that that makes sense what I'm saying. Okay, they are in the same direction. Okay, they're not upside down from each other. They're not mirror images of each other. They are in the same direction. And that was important to me. Okay, so you keep working that way. Let me show you how to finish it off. Okay, so when you're ready to complete your panel, so what you're going to do is, if you want to finish it off in a simple stitch, you go ahead and you insert your hook from right to left. You pull the yarn through both loops. Okay, let's try that again. Insert it, yarn over, pull it through that, and then pull it through the loop. You see how now it's creating this chain here? Okay, and pull it through that one. Okay, insert from right to left, yarn over, and pull it through both those loops to give you a chain. Try not to do it too tight. Okay, if you are a tight crocheter, make sure you go up a hook size. Okay, because this will make a dense fabric, which is great for a market bag, even though this is a looser stitch. It's still pretty cool. Don't forget that edging right here. Okay, to pull it through both. Okay, you see the edging, how nice and neat it is. And then you can go ahead and do this edging here, which I'm going to show you in a minute. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get ready to finish off our bag. I've already gone ahead and made a single crochet along the whole edge of the panels. Okay, so you go ahead and do that on your own. It just creates a better edging. It's easier when you're connecting the panels. I used to skip this step. I'm going to be honest. I used to skip this step because, I'm a non-swatcher. So I just like to wing it. But I found that actually crocheting an edge does make it easier and does give it a better finished look. But you don't have to. This is, personal preference kind of thing. All right. So not only have I done the single crochet all along the edges, but I've also gone ahead and put some pins on it to help keep everything in place while I crochet the panels together. Now, this is a Tunisian crochet project, and I am going to be using a regular crochet stitch to finish this. So let's go ahead and get started with that. So I'm going to go ahead and find my yarn right here. Okay, and so when you're making the single crochet all the way around the borders, don't forget that when you get to the edge part here, that you should go ahead and make 3 stitches into it. Okay, so make 3 stitches on every corner, and that's going to give you this nice little edging here. All right, okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to put, and again, this is a personal preference. I'm putting the inside panels together. You can do it in the reverse. It's going to have a completely different look. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to crochet into the back loops only. You can go ahead and crochet into both loops on both panels. You see, like that. Let me put this a little bit closer so that you can see this better. Okay, you can go ahead and crochet into both loops, but I just want to go ahead and crochet into the back loops only. So that would be this one and this one. Okay, because the 2 panels are together, the back loops would be the 2 innermost loops. Okay, um it's an orientation thing. Okay, and for my dyslexic friends there, I'm sorry if this is confusing to you. Again, this would be, let me show you. Let me point that out to you. This is the front loop right here, and this is the back loop. So the back loop would be on the inside, and on the other panel, the panel that's in the back, the inside loop would be the back loop, and then this would be the front loop. So we're going to be going into the 2 loops that are the inside. Okay, all right. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, this is a design choice. I'm choosing the same color as this lighter color. If you're doing it all in one color, then you shouldn't have a problem. But if you're choosing different colors, you know you can choose contrasting colors, a color that blends in. Again, crochet is all about the art. Okay, crochet is all about the art, and your own personal choices. So I went ahead. I'm going to go ahead and let me see, what am I going to do? I'm going to do a single crochet. You can do a single crochet or a slip stitch. I'm going to see what happens with my single crochet. So I've attached it to the corner. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a slip stitch right there. Okay. And in the same spot, in the same stitch, I'm going to go ahead and do my single crochet. One of the things I like to do is I like to crochet over my tails because I do not like to weave them in. Okay, so I'm going to do a single in this stitch right here. Okay, let's do the next one. I'm going to do it in the back loops only, and for this project it would be the 2 inside loops, and I'm going to yarn over and pull it through. I have 2 loops on my hook, and there you go. I'm going to try another one. The inside loops here, see, yarn over. I have 2 loops on my hook, and I'm going to pull it through. As you can see, I'm taking the tail and I'm putting it in. I'm crocheting over it. That helps with having less to weave in later. Okay, so again, I'm going to do in the back loops. See, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over and pull it through the 2 loops. I'm going to do a few more just so that you can see. I'm going to insert it into the back loops, yarn over, pull it through, and yarn over and pull it through. Let's try one more together. Insert it into the back loops, pull it through, yarn over and pull it through. Okay, I'm going to do that. And you see how nice that looks? I really like the way that's going to look. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that all the way down. I'm going to do that all the way down. Okay, and I'm going to meet you at the end of this row. All right. Okay, see you in a minute. So I'm just about finishing with this side here, and I'm crocheting using a regular single crochet stitch in the back loops only of the front and back panels, okay, which in this case would be the two inside loops there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this side. All right, there we go. And two more stitches here, and you know, it's always the first and the last stitches that give you a problem. Just do the best you can do. Gotcha. Okay, I got a single crochet. Okay, there you go. So that's what it looks like on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. And I'll weave this tail in later. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and weave that tail in later. And I'm going to go ahead and get started on the other side. We've seamed the two sides together, and now we're getting ready to do our handle. So what I've done is I've counted 10 stitches in on the right, and I've counted 10 stitches in on the left, and I placed the stitch marker. Okay, so let's see how many stitches that leaves us in the center. Let's go ahead and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So that leaves me with 20 stitches. So what I'm going to do is, where the stitch marker is, I'm going to go ahead and attach my yarn. Now, this is just one way of attaching a handle. There are others. Let me know which way you chose. Okay. Yeah, which way did you find the easiest way? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and do a single crochet into the same stitch. I think it's going to hold up better that way. Okay. All right. And I'm also going to single crochet in the next stitch. All right. And now I'm going to go ahead and chain 20. 1, 2, and 20. Okay. So now let's check out. We have the stitch marker here. So I'm going to do a single crochet in here and a single crochet in there. Crochet, and here's my single crochet. All right, and then I'm going to test it. Yep, this looks like a good size handle. Now this is very thin, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and work single crochet into this single crochet here, and then I'm going to work a single crochet all the way down with this chain. I'm going to do a single crochet all the way down. Okay, so you go ahead and do that. You go ahead and work your single crochet all the way down this handle, and I'm going to meet you. So I've reached the end, and I'm going to do a single crochet into that stitch that was attached, and I'm going to do a single crochet into that joining stitch that we first had. Okay, all right, and I'm going to turn. I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to turn, and I think I'm going to do one more round. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do one more round. I'm going to meet you at the end of this round. Okay. Okay, so we're coming up on the last few stitches here. Oops. All right, now this is a small bag. You know, you can make this bag on a larger scale, and you can make the handle wider, thicker, however you want. But for the purposes of what I want it for, I think that this is just fine. So then that would be my handle, and you can go ahead and copy it and make it on the other side. And there you have your bag. Okay, so there you go. This is the handle. This is a very small bag, so this is a very small handle. You can go ahead and make the handle larger if you want to, or smaller, thicker. You can use a different color yarn, however you like. So this is one method of putting a handle. There are others. Again, let me know in the comments. What did you decide to do? What kind of handle did you decide um, to put on your bag? If you want to go ahead and learn different Tunisian stitches, go ahead and click on this video here. And if you want to learn how to make a different kind of bag, go ahead and click on this video here. Okay, te veo.